What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, getting down with Fresh Out. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and support, represent. You know, we're about to take this thing to 1 million subscribers. But I got a special guest with me here today. I got K9. I've been trying to get more people in the hip hop industry on the show to share their views, to get some inside input, and just to show you guys another side of the game. K9, man, I mean, you know, there's a lot of influence with the hip hop community and culture and just things across the board in the world, you know, whether it's sports, whether it's, you know, corporate wise or anything that's being sold that use hip hop. How do you see your role in hip hop as far as its influence and direction you're taking your music?
Man, you know, just showing people, you know, giving the message off. Don't be afraid to evolve. You know, it's not a bad thing to evolve into a better version of yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, you ain't necessarily gotta be out doing, you know, a lot of the things that you may have been doing when you were younger. It's okay to evolve and stop doing some of those things, breaking some of those habits. You know,
right.
of what you know, what you might have been told was cool. You know, when you were younger.
Yeah, because you know, even in Hollywood, I always say, like, oh, you see a movie, this actor portrays a role, he does something, the movie does great, whatever is involved in the movie. It could be, you know, a scene where there's a shootout, or it could be a scene where, you know, there's some, whatever the case may be, but this person is depicting a scene from a movie, which is entertainment-wise. And I tell a lot of young people, I mean, one thing about us is that we put a lot of pressure on keeping it real, keeping 100, this and that, and it puts a lot of young men in a position where if you're not doing certain things, we're considered soft. And I think it sends a message to some of the young people, man, that it gets kind of gets them caught up in a sense, because just like we're always trying to prove ourselves. I mean, I found when I was young, you know, I was, you know, playing sports, skateboarding, but then it came to a point where I'm like, well, shit, I gotta be one of them dudes too. You know, I gotta let dudes know I'm not no punk.
Well, you know, we gotta get back to the basics. You know what I mean? Define what's real, what's keeping it 100.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Who set the rules, and you know what I'm saying, when were they set? You know, and really just getting back to that and redefining it. You know, repolishing it.
I think that's a great point, because it's been stretched so far to a degree that what is keeping it real? Is it being a good role model or a good father to your kid? You know, doing the right thing, making the right choices, or you know, is it what they kind of want it to be, like us doing dumb shit? You know, so it's like, what is keeping it real?
Right.
You know, because I look at, like, our culture has such a wide impact in the sense that we're used to sell everything, man. We're such a powerful force. And if we really looked at that and harnessed it, man, it'd be, you know, black culture could be a trailblazer, bro. It could change the world, man. I mean, we've already changed the world in so many other ways.
So many ways, yeah.
So, I don't know, man. I think that I know that people shouldn't look to entertainers as role models, but at the same time, it would be a good thing to see more people in entertainment or the music industry or just corporate America, you know, talking about certain elements that I think a lot of young people are confused about. Because a lot of young men, they don't have, you know, they're single parents. They don't have a role model. You know what I mean? I don't know. For myself, I know I found my role models more or less in the streets. I mean, I had men around me, but it wasn't like I had that talk about what I should do as a young man.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you know, that's you know, a lot of our situations. You know what I'm saying? Our role models are dudes out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Our fathers ain't around a lot of times. You know, so the next person you had to look up to, you know, is when you go out to the streets. You know what I'm saying? The older dudes that's got money, that's gang banging, that's whatever it is, that's your thing that draws you to it. You know what I'm saying? Those are your role models. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you grow up based on that, and you know, like I said, I think people got to be less frightened in evolving. You know what I'm saying? be less scared of evolving and know that it's a good thing. Like, I'm not afraid to say if I've evolved, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago, you know what I'm saying? And that's because I'm just constantly trying to better myself in any type of way I can.
Was there anybody in particular that kind of helped shape who you become today as far as a role model or a positive influence? Somebody that you could say like, man, you know, being around this individual kind of helped me find myself or shape the direction I went in?
Yeah, you know, I got a couple people that that I really didn't pay too much attention to growing up, you know, that were there as role models. Like, I got an older brother, you know, he was always you know, on some positive stuff. He wasn't actually like really in the streets or nothing like that. Mm-hmm. But you know, as kids we didn't get along with each other. Mm. So I gravitated towards the streets, and but kind of like as I got older, I kind of started realizing in a fashion I was still paying attention to his ways, you know what I'm saying? And I think as I got older, I started kind of like embracing that.
Okay.
You know, and but I got a couple of them people in my life, you know, like I got my boy Caution. I met him at a very young age, you know. He's one of the first people that really got me into like taking my rap music serious, you know, mm-hmm. and showing me the ropes of it, not cutting corners and whatnot. And he was like probably the first friend, like real friend of like outside of gang banging culture, you know what I'm saying, that really looked out for me in a lot of other ways and really just taught me a lot of, you know, a lot of different things and letting me be myself, you know what I'm saying, not judging me in any type of way. It was the first, you know, time I ever had a friend like that, you know, and we're still very good friends. So he was kind of like a big brother too.
As you've evolved in your hip hop career and just getting involved in like your brand and stuff like that, has there been a transition as far as you seeing certain people that you had to kind of like move away from, and certain people you kind of tighten up your circle? Because I know as you do certain things, you kind of, people expose themselves and things change. Definitely. I know my circle's gotten smaller and smaller because you can't have yourself exposed to certain things because it's just not the same, especially as you try to go forward.
Yeah, and you know, and keeping your circle small doesn't necessarily mean that some of those people that you do cut off or don't have in your circle doesn't mean they're bad people. Mm-hmm. They just may not be on the same wave, you know what I mean, wavelength as you know. They're you know, whatever they're seeking in life may not be the same as what you're seeking in life, and they just may not line up, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I've had to cut off a lot of people, a whole lot of people. You know, I've had a lot of people backstab me. I done seen, you know what I'm saying, I done had friends die in front of me. You know, I done seen a lot of crazy shit in my life that just, you know, made me want to cut my circle a lot smaller and mm-hmm. be a little bit more cautious of who I allow in my circle.
And what would you say as far as like, you know, people out there that are aspiring to get into like the music industry or rap industry, as far as some of the things that they should look out for that you come to realize now in at this point in your career that you maybe didn't see early on, things that kind of like caught you off guard?
One thing for sure is, you know, a lot of people say the industry's fake. And in my opinion, it's fake in ways because you do have a lot of people that act like they're friends on camera but really aren't friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's real fake. Like a lot of people, it's just when the camera come on, hey, what's up? Everybody shaking hands, giving each other hugs and shit like that, but they really ain't connected with each other like that. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen a lot of that. So to me, that's you know what I'm saying, one eye opener for me. But you know, anybody planning to get into this rap music, man, they just gotta, you know, everything is about consistency. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be consistent in any and everything you do, not just rap music. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do something, do it full fledged, go all the way, and yeah, and just, you know, and just learn. Sometimes you just gotta scrape your knees up, you know what I'm saying, and learn. Some things you just can't be taught. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get it on your own.
So like I always tell people, you can only read so many things in a book. A lot of it's life experiences. I can tell you one thing, you could be like, yeah, that worked for you, but then you got to get out there and bump your own head and figure it out for yourself.
Right,
you know?
right.
Because you might experience something a little bit different than a situation I did. But yeah, I agree, man. I mean, I feel like, you know, and then as you grow, you you incorporate other things into your flow of whatever you're doing, and at the same time, it's you got to be aware. You know, you got to be aware of your surroundings, just like we talked about earlier. You know, going certain places. If you're not going to go some certain places and knowing that could be a possible threat, that you're just going to be like, oh well, I shouldn't be. You know, they shouldn't mess with me because I'm so and so. You know, you gotta pay attention, man. You got to know that
everybody ain't playing.
No,
everything ain't a social media post. You know,
that's right. That's right.
It's real.
And a lot of times, you know, somebody wants to do something for accolades. I was on the Shaw today. I'm like, okay, man, you was on the Shaw.
Right.
You know, for whatever you thought you was gonna get, 100 likes from that post or whatever. That's stupid. Right. You know, so you got. It
takes that one chance, that one time. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
You can go on the Shaw 100 times, but that one time could be the time you get your head blown off.
Yeah. I tell people all the time when I see dudes, you know, posting, you know, I got the new Patek on there, you know, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing, man?
Right.
And you know, you posting all this stuff, and then you having these different people in your circle, man. You setting yourself up for a robbery. So you know, you gotta. This is, you know, time to change. You gotta be more careful. I know growing up, most people never posted anything, but you got people now posting guns, they posting their money. I'm like, it's like.
Yeah, I know. With me growing up, it was more about being low key.
Exactly.
That's how it was.
Exactly.
Low key with everything you do.
Exactly. You might have knew somebody was moving, but you didn't know they were moving. They didn't openly say. You know, you might have known, oh, dude, you know, he's about this and that. But it wasn't like he told you.
Right.
You might have known just because of you heard, but that was it. But I don't get it, man. I would, even if, you know, you were doing what you're doing, I wouldn't go on Facebook and show you getting off with a Tommy gun or AK. I mean, for what? If you know how to do it, do it. But what are you showing the FBI that you could shoot? Yeah. You know, so yeah, a lot of cats, man, everything's now, you know, for the accolades, man. So it's a different time, man.
Yeah.
And
you thank social media for that.
Yeah. Everything's social media now. Everything's got to be like, hey, man, if I didn't post it, it's not real.
Right.
You know, so it's a challenging time, especially for young people who want acceptance, where, you know, you have to be comfortable with yourself, because if you're expecting somebody else to make you be who you are, then you're always gonna be looking outside yourself.
You're searching for that validation.
Yeah,
for sure. That's where half those posts come from. More than half those posts come from is really just for validation. Yeah,
I see it all the time, and it's just like I just saw where what is Sue, the rapper, just got, now they threw a RICO on him now. You know,
TSU,
yeah, they just threw a RICO on him out of New Jersey, and I didn't see the full details, but I'm like, I keep telling these dudes, man, they let you guys hang yourselves, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
And it's not like you're not seeing other people getting cracked behind this shit, and you're gonna be stupid enough to keep doing the same shit. Dude, it don't make no sense.
You know, whether, you know, Casanova 2 times, some of these other cats, it's just they. You know, Young Thug, I mean, and they don't even have to catch you with anything. It's the fact that if they can say that you were tied into somebody else who had an ongoing criminal activity,
right,
and you're the prize,
mm-hmm.
because that makes somebody else, now they're gonna get a bump in office because of you. Oh, I got this guy. He's the prize. He's public.
Yep, he's the rapper.
Yep. You know, and they make an example. So you know, it's not the mafia right now. It's the hip hop, man, and it's just another way, you know, for these guys to get themselves caught up, man. But I always say, like I said, we have so much potential and so much talent, man. But you know, without all the drama, we could go so much further.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I try to stay away from a lot of the internet beefs and stuff. And I see people, hey man, what do you think about this guy? You know, I keep it to myself. But it's like our whole culture, none of it's fed off of me trying to help you, or, you know, us boosting each other. It's always about this dude talking shit about this dude.
Mm-hmm.
And they get, you know, if you know, they got what they call an agent provocateur. They throw him in there.
Yeah.
They got this dude, he'll be saying shit on this platform, and this dude, and it's like, dude, what are you stirring up? Then you stir this shit up, and then all they do is let the police or the feds watch and see what happens after all the smoke clears.
Yeah.
So then you got 2 or 3 cases.
Yeah.
Because then you said this dude, and now there was 2 shootings in this neighborhood, and it's all tied into what this post said.
Right.
It's so crazy, man.
Yeah. See, that's why with me, social media, man, I don't really post my opinion on there, you know what I'm saying, about nothing. Like, it's, for the most part, it's just all music related. I'm just posting music.
That's smart.
Or, you know what I'm saying, I might post something where if I'm out somewhere and I want to show somebody something to look at, you know what I'm saying, whether it's me showing myself in Hawaii or something. Now that has one of these other young dudes be like, damn, he came from this, and now he out in Hawaii doing this.
Yeah,
you know
it's inspiring.
what I'm saying? It's inspiring.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just I think about that all the time. Where, you know, we're so busy knocking each other down, and my whole thing is to try to build somebody up. Like, I see somebody that's doing something, and I like to see you win. You know, if I see you winning, and it don't matter if you're a youngster or older or whatever, it inspires me to, you know that, hey, man, somebody out here is actually providing for their family.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather see you doing well in a Benz or a Porsche, whatever, than sitting on the street begging.
Man, since I was a kid, like, if I stepped out the house and I got a homie with me, and I feel like his clothes ain't up to par for whatever reason, maybe he didn't have it like that at his home or whatever. Shoot, I'm gonna give you a t-shirt, some shoes, whatever. Like, here, rock this while we go out.
Exactly.
Because I want you to look fly with me. It ain't,
That's right.
you know what I'm saying? It's not all just about me. I want everybody in my circle to look fly.
Yeah, I agree. I've always been the type of dude, if I came up on a little plug on something, even back in the day, like, oh man, what you doing? I'm like, dude, I gotta let me put you on.
Right.
You know, once I see it working for me, let me help you out, because I wouldn't want to be you pushing a bucket, and here I'm in a new whip, a new foreign. You know what I mean? It's like my crew. All of us should be shining. You know, it's no fun if you can't enjoy success with the people you love.
Exactly.
You know, so hey, Big Hurt 916 fresh out with the homie K9. Stop walking around with a crusty butt, smelly ball sack, and a funky hoo-ha. Big Hurt said, wash that ass. Pick you up a t-shirt at freshoutseries.com.